saying? This man's not even buying your groceries? This man is not even cooking you dinner? That's crazy. And we're truly so casual about this in our society. Like the way this girl was talking about it, like no big deal. And at the end, she's like, babe, if you're watching this, I love you and I love living with you. Like, it's all in good fun. But it's like, I don't understand. Your life is more difficult in every way than a man's. And yet you are going to be doing his laundry and making his dinner. Like, even when you're on your period, like, even when you're having cramps, like, what does he do then? Does he just not eat? Does he just order takeout? Do you realize how expensive it would be for him to not have a girlfriend? Do you ever wonder if he's just with you to save on groceries and, like, ordering out? Like, I would have to wonder. If I moved into a man's house and paid half of his bills while laying down in bed with him, sharing my body with him, that can get pregnant at, like, any moment just from his carelessness or from birth control failure or from an act of God or whatever. I'm doing his laundry and I'm picking up his dirty socks off the bathroom floor. Because she definitely talked about too how he leaves everything like laying around, and she's like, you know, it's not annoying when you do it, it's annoying when he does it. The quiet part that she doesn't say out loud is it's annoying when he does it because he's never planning on picking that up. The reason it's not annoying when you do it is because in your head you're like, I'm just gonna pick that up later. But the reason it's annoying when he does it is because you probably had to pick up after him after like 2 days of something laying around. And that's when you understood that unless I pick this stuff up, it's just going to stay laying around for days and days and days. So I'm just going to pick it up right away. And now you're feeling like a maid. That's the silent part that you're not saying out loud. And I don't know why this woman is just so casually like joking about losing hours a week of her life just for the fact that some man has moved into her house. I want to know how much time he is saving. I want to know how much more extra free time he has to, you know, sit around and play video games or stay, you know, work late at his job and start advancing in his career. Meanwhile, she's like, oh, I got to get home so that I can make dinner because my boyfriend's going to be hungry when he gets home from work. And Lord forbid that there not be a dinner plan, that it not be, again, like she said, she can eat the same thing like for weeks at a time. Meanwhile, her boyfriend needs like a very varied menu and like 3 courses and whatever. And so now she has just been tasked with that. Like, that's insane. It's extremely upsetting to watch because honestly, we can do better. There's no reason why when a man moves in with you that he should not immediately start contributing to the household as much as you are going to be. That is not like your role as a woman, especially if you are also working full time and if you are paying half the bills and that man is not even picking up after himself. You need to kick him right back out to wherever he came from, because I don't know how he was living before you came along. That is not a functional human being. That is just a child that's moved into your house. Unless you want to start feeling like you are in a very taboo situation with your boyfriend, then I suggest you kick him back out until he learns how to behave like an adult so that you can also feel like you are living with an adult. At a certain point, that is just extremely weird and taboo and unattractive, in my opinion. And, you know, this obviously is not the first video that I've ever seen of a woman being like, help, my boyfriend's moved in with me and now I have to do everything and I don't have any time for myself. This is why you have the boyfriend effect versus the girlfriend effect. Because somebody is getting cooked for, getting their laundry done for them, getting thoughtful gifts, help improve their life, probably improving their health and fitness. Who is that usually? It's the guy. That's why he has a glow up immediately in a relationship, right? Like somebody's now buying his clothes, somebody's now like telling him how to do his hair, somebody now has an eye, somebody has a vision, and that man is about to have a glow up. But when a woman enters into a relationship, she is now cooking for 2, cleaning for 2. Like the part of it that really gets to me is that you really start to feel like a maid. Like you really do. If there's a man in your life who is always like leaving stuff everywhere and like not picking it up for days, and if you want stuff to be picked up any sooner than like days, you just have to pick it up yourself, then you are behaving as a maid. You are not behaving as even like a roommate type situation. You're behaving as a maid for this man. At the very least, he should be paying for that. You should at least not be paying like a single cent in bills if he's going to expect you to do maid duties around the house. Here's my thing. Why is it that she had to compromise on not eating dinner or not eating like girl dinner every night and like cooking some elaborate meal for this man now? She also mentions she does all the grocery shopping apparently now. Then how come he can't compromise on his cleanliness standards? Do you know what I mean? Like if you have to compromise on your eating standards and you have to raise those standards, then how come the man never has to raise his cleanliness standards? He can just say, well, I don't care about that stuff, or I'll pick it up whenever I get to it. How come he gets to do that, but you don't get to be like, no, I'm just going to keep eating girl dinner every night and you can fend for yourself. You can keep ordering takeout, but I'm not going to stand here and cook a 3-course meal for you, buddy. How come she can't say that, but he can just be like, no. And like, mind you, she could say that, but then she wouldn't have a boyfriend anymore. Why do we view men as such a prize, especially in this day and age? These videos should be sobering. They should not be so casually, like, lighthearted, like, oh my gosh, living with a man, right? No! Living with a man should not downgrade your lifestyle. You should not be going from looking your best and, like, most attractive and most magnetic to like literally being a live-in girlfriend, mommy, nanny for somebody. That will definitely bring your freaking vibe down. That's definitely going to bring your aura down, okay? It's literally mentally taxing to live with someone who doesn't understand like basic human decency. Just because they moved in with a woman, they literally forget how to pick up after themselves, how to cook, how to clean, how to do any of that. Or even better, they just never learned. They just literally waited for you to come into their life, and then they started expecting all the shit to just get done. What's worse? Either way, it's really bad, and you should absolutely not be putting up with it. Like, isn't that so funny? You should be kicking him the F out so he can skills that are going to make him a good partner. That's not a live-in boyfriend. That's a live-in child. You're babysitting somebody else's child. You just can never win as a woman, because this is not something that I see said about women a lot. You know, my girlfriend moved in and she's so messy, so now I do twice the laundry, I do all the cooking, I do all the cleaning, I do everything, because she just can't be bothered. But men don't stay with women like that. That's what I mean. Like if you're not bringing convenience to him, if you're not like improving his life, he won't be with you. That's why men don't make these videos. They just simply will be like, nah, she was lazy and dirty, so I left. It's a real turnoff when a woman's like that. For some reason, it shouldn't be a turnoff when a man is like that. They don't apply that standard to themselves. They come into their relationship lazy and dirty. But if a woman's like that, then they don't like that. There is no reward in this, by the way. Because if you think he didn't notice that his clothes are getting washed, that his dinner's getting cooked, that, you know, his appointments are getting made, that his health is improving, that his wardrobe is improving, if you think he didn't notice, he did. If they're not doing the same for you, or if they're not even acknowledging the work that you're putting in, then you can definitely know for a fact that they are not planning on ever compensating you for it in any way. They're just hoping that you don't notice that they already know what you're doing. They're hoping that you're just going to keep working hard like a good little girl to keep their attention and to keep them happy, whatever that is. So don't let that happen to you. Stay safe out there. I love you.
Having a live-in girlfriend nanny, you know. She's right. Sometimes some girls, I've had friends who lived with their boyfriends before they got fiancé, before they got to the stage of marriage. You know, most of the time when you move in with a guy, the guy feels like he's got a maid. He wants home cooked meals. He wants warm meals. Like sometimes he throws his clothes on the floor, his socks on the floor. He wants you to cater for all these things as if you were his mommy. You know, so she's really right, and you must be watchful when you're dating. You must communicate with your partner in the beginning of the courtship, in the beginning of you getting to live together. You need to set the rules, the standards on how you want to go about living together. Who is going to take the trash? How often do you want to clean? Who is going to do the laundry? Who is going to cook? Whatever, you need to plan this. You know, I know it's so difficult when you're trying to cohabit or be in courtship with a guy who has been used to his mommy doing everything for him, or a guy who comes from a wealthy family who's got nannies doing everything for him. But you need to still teach the guy. You need to teach your man. Tell your man, no, you need to help me, especially if it's like a situation where it's 50-50. I mean, it means you all go out and work and then come back. It's not like you're at home all day and he's the one footing the bills. You all go out and work and then you come back. So you're tired from your job, obviously. You will not be in the right frame of mind, physically and emotionally, mentally, to start taking care of another man, you know? Maybe he can go about around the house and do some, I mean, these things are basic human things. These are basic things that you need in order to survive. You need to know how to cook in order to survive. You need to know how to do your own laundry. You need to know how to clean your own house with or without a woman. You need to know how to, make your own food, like simple things, with or without a woman. So you shouldn't be in a situation, or you place yourself in a situation where, because you're now living with a woman, you don't want to do anything. You just want her to do everything for you. Man, that was like 100 years ago, and the men back then were providing 100%. That's why they got everything done for them, and they just came back from a hard day of work, sat on the chair, and was reading the newspaper. But that was back in the day, not now.